What's up everybody and welcome to the Volkihar Knight armor sets. Basically it's going to add in a bunch of new armors, well actually 3 new armors. They all look pretty similar. Go away little kid. They all look pretty similar, but basically they add in a bunch of new and cool effects for your vampire characters out there. So I'm using one of the armor sets right here. This is going to be the Royal Guard kind of edition, and again there's going to be 3 different editions and I'll show you all 3 of them through this video. So as you can see we have a close-up of the armor right here. It is a pretty cool and interesting looking armor. It definitely is pretty unique as to some of the other ones in the game, but not too unique in the sense that you're never going to want to use it. The texture quality isn't the highest, but it's definitely on par with other items in Skyrim. Like, it definitely doesn't look out of place being of this quality. I actually really like the way it kind of embraces the crossover between like an armored clothes look, like it almost looks like you're wearing regular clothes, but some armor is padded on top. So as I did say, there are 3 different versions of this armor. That's going to be kind of the chest piece there. As you can see, I could change between the 3 like so. And all these are going to have different effects for a vampire character, and they're all actually pretty cool, unique, and intuitive effects. And actually the sword or the weapon mod I'm using during this is going to be the Scarlet Vengeance, which I just thought was kind of fitting for a vampire character. So first and foremost, let me put myself in immortal mode, but I'm using the Royal Guard cuirass again. And also, actually, I should add that the kind of gauntlets, the hood, as well as the boots are actually totally separate. So as you can see, the cuirass there will change as you kind of change them, but those other pieces are included with the mod, but totally separate additions. So you can have those on and they'll be static throughout all 3. Regardless, again, I'm using the Royal Guard cuirass, which is going to be the red one, as you can see. Basically, what this is going to do is give you a 20% chance to reflect melee damage, and it's actually going to stack with some of the perks that will also give you that. So I could do this, but I actually have to go find a guard, so let's do that. So this is kind of the hardest one to show, but basically now I am here with a few guards around, and more or less as I attack them, as you can see, they're going to actually have a chance of when they attack me, it'll actually just reflect any damage they did. So there's a 20% chance. It's not going to reflect 20% of the damage. They're kind of beating up on me really bad here. But regardless, there's going to be a kind of 20% like that right there. He actually did get reflected, and as you can see, he got damaged from me. It's a little bit hard to show. This character is actually not kitted out for this. It's a bow character, but regardless, it is relatively self-explanatory, as you could do. I actually think that's not the coolest of the effects. It's probably the most boring in my eyes, but regardless, it's a kind of a cool effect nonetheless. So next up we have the Abyss Walker cuirass. So this is going to be kind of the blue one. As you can see, I'm using here. The only real difference is, well, one of the difference is the color, but as you can see, you'll also get a little effect when you add these on. So I got of royal blood. Basically what that means is I'm going to have a few new things. First and foremost, just equipping the armor, it actually has the effect, so even if you're not a vampire, that's going to muffle your footsteps. So as I'm either walking or sneaking, my footsteps are going to be muffled, and I can get a lot closer to people without them realizing I'm actually behind them. It's basically just going to improve your sneaking all around. As you can see, I'm just right up behind this guy, and regardless, it is a pretty cool little I don't know, addition there. But regardless, the more important thing I think it adds in is it regenerates your stamina, magicka, and health in sunlight. So obviously it's going to be a pretty kind of, I guess, important feature. It's not really going to be added in by anything else, and it's pretty substantial. So basically now, rather when although it's not really sunny, but it is the daytime, I'm going to be able to regenerate my health, magicka, and of course stamina. Pretty self-explanatory, but again, I think the last one is going to be by far the coolest. So last but not least, we have the Assassinate Cure. So this is again going to be my favorite out of the bunch. I think this one is just kind of the coolest out of all the ones added in. So basically what this one's going to do is give you an effect called the Smoke and Ink, I believe. So now when you sneak, you're actually going to go invisible and have this kind of smoke effect around you. And outside of combat, you have to be outside of combat. So if I actually get into a fight right here and I start sneaking, I'm not just going to go invisible. But obviously, I think it's pretty evident what kind of bonuses you could get from this. And I could sneak up on this guard really quickly, and there you go. We'll start getting some cool sneak attacks on him and finish him off, or try to finish him off. He's slowly bleeding out, and I think I finished him off. There you go. But see, now that I'm in combat, it's going to remove those effects. Regardless, more or less why I want to make a video on this mod is, one, I think it's a really cool mod. I think it adds in quite a few cool things. Those guys did not see me before. See, the bonuses of sneak. but this guy over here did see me, so we had to take care of them. But regardless, the bonuses of Sneak, and even beyond that, it is actually a brand new release for Skyrim Special Edition. This mod didn't come out for the original Skyrim. It is being released for the first time, at least to my knowledge, unless I'm wrong, but I couldn't find it anywhere on the old Skyrim Nexus. Regardless, I think it's a really cool mod, especially for vampire users out there. Yes, it's an armor mod, but even beyond that, I think it's a cool looking armor mod, and I really like the different effects it adds in. I think it's nice to see that. It really spices it up, makes it a little bit different than some of the other relatively boring armor mods out there already, and this one is just going to be a little bit cooler. So that's going to wrap up this video. I hope you guys did enjoy. Hopefully you found it informative, and hope to see you all next time. Later.